Good morning, everyone. It's Silva, and I am going to be heading out on a hike, just a short day hike. I think it's 2.5, 3 miles. Anyway, I've done this one before, Harpswell Cliff Trail, but the reason I'm doing the video about this trail, even though I've been on it before, is because while I'm out there, I'll be talking about mental prep. So what I'm doing to prepare mentally for my upcoming 2021 Appalachian Trail Thru Hike. So I'll go over the things I've done so far, what I will be continuing to do, and what other things I'll be completing as mental prep for my upcoming thru hike. I do have my trusty orange with me because it is that time of year, and it'd be a bad day to get shot, so I want to do that. So orange it is, and I even put orange on my pack. Yeah, gotta be safe out there, friends. All right, stay tuned. Made it to the trail. There's a few cars in the parking lot, but it's always hard to tell because the parking lot is the town office, and it's hard to tell if people at the town office are on the trail. So it's the weekday, so hopefully it won't be too busy. Haven't seen anybody else yet, so, but I did just start. Lots of mud. It's like I said, I'll be going over my mental prep, and once I get past some of this mud, I'll start doing that. So stay tuned for some sights and what I'm doing for mental prep. It's one of the first things I want to talk about for the mental aspect that I think will be one of the most difficult is missing, my husband Matt, my kiddos, Ashton, Melina, Kaylee, and my doggos, Opie and Molly. So I have actually been doing some mental prep with that for years, as all of my kiddos are adults. None of them live in the state of Maine, and so it was quite an adjustment for a long time. I already miss them all the time, and we only usually get to visit a couple times a year if we're lucky. So it's hard already, and I miss them, but I'll miss them whether I'm home or on trail. The one positive is my daughter has recently moved to Maryland, which is much closer than she's been in a long time. And so she's just about 40 minutes, I think, from the halfway point at Harper's Ferry. And so she'll get to meet me on trail. I'll do a Nero Zero with her, and maybe she'll get to do some hiking with me. So I know when I get to the halfway point, I'll get to see one of my children. The plan for my husband and I is, once I get closer, he'll be able to visit more often. And so we're going to do the best we can with phone calls and texts. So that'll be hard. And my doggos, I have one dog that's really attached to me, so that will be the hard one. And my other dog should be happy no matter what. So, you know me and my love for bridges. It's just a little one, but it's fun anyway. So some other things I've been mental prepping is weather, right? So I know the weather can really get to you, and especially day after day. And I haven't spent day after day after day in the rain. I have on plenty of occasions purposely gone out and hikes in the rain, knowing that I'm not going to get to see a view because it's raining or cloudy, and that I'm just going to go anyway because not every day on the Appalachian Trail is going to be sunshine and roses. So practicing hiking in the rain is a good thing. Also, because I'm leaving at the end of February, it's going to be cold. And I'm no stranger to that. I live in Maine, and last winter I hiked all winter, and I plan to hike all winter this year. So hiking, we've hiked when it's been in the single digits and the teens, and hiking in the cold is great practice for when I leave at the end of February. Now, granted, I haven't spent the night in the cold. Well, down into the 20s I have. So I think by continuing to hike in the cold, that'll help with mental prep on those cold days and snowy days, because I'm used to hiking in the snow and rain in Maine. I am to the Cascade Overlook. Let's see if last time I was here and did this, I wasn't running very much. It was pretty dry, I think. So let's go see. Yeah, it's still pretty dry. Henry Creek, 0.2, Cliff Overlook, 1 mile. On hikes, learning to be in the moment and enjoy the scenery no matter what. So when I did my last 6-day backpacking trip, which I can link in the corner, but most of you have probably seen, I purposely picked a section. The first couple days there were some views, but then there weren't any real views. It was tough. It was, on the AT, and part of it was in the 100-mile wilderness. So it was still very tough terrain. And so I had to learn to not always expect an epic view. It wasn't like I was constantly climbing a mountain. And when you get to the top, oh, it's so worth it. What a beautiful view, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. But I also went several days in a row with no view at all, or at least mountain view. And I learned that I can still enjoy the trail and look at the pretty ponds I pass, or the pretty bog boards, or the footbridges, and to just enjoy, be in the moment, live in the moment, and find beauty in everything, and not just the glorious mountain views. And I think that will really help when I'm in the so-called green tunnel, that I still love hiking, even if it's in the middle of the woods with no view. Something else that I think is mentally important, that I think most people see as gear prep, but I think that it's equally as important from a mental prep standpoint, and that is shakedown hikes. Yes, you're making sure your gear works, but I think there's a big mental part to that, because when you are on the Appalachian Trail the first few weeks, and you get to camp and you're tired, and it's been a long day, and the first couple nights are exciting, but you're tired, and then you get more tired while your body is adjusting, and you don't want to get to camp and be like, I never set up my tent, how do I do that? Or how do I use my stove? I've never used my stove. So I think having done those shakedown hikes and already knowing how you can set up your tent quickly, and how to set up your stove when you're hungry and get food cooking, or a hot cup of coffee if it's really cold out, those things I think are mentally good, because you're already physically exhausted. You don't want to have added stress if you can help it. So if you already know how to do those things, I think it will definitely help with your mental game. Get the same view in just a minute from the top, but it's a little better. another big thing I'm doing for mental prep that I think will help before and while on trail is I'm currently reading Appalachian Trials by Zach Davis. He runs the podcast, The Trek, and the blog and website, and he is through hike the Appalachian Trail among many other through hikes. But this book, Appalachian Trials, is really good mental prep. I would highly recommend. Some of the things that I find really important that I will be doing is, if you can see here, basically you're gonna get some index cards, and this is what I plan to do. I've been working on my points for the index cards, and once I have them all complete, I will go over them with you all. But for now, just to let you know, part of this book, he says to make like 3 index cards. One that says, I am through hiking the Appalachian Trail because, and list your reasons. He gives examples. And then when I successfully through hike the Appalachian Trail, I will. And you'd want to write down your own reasons, but he does give examples. And then on another card, you're going to write down, if I give up the Appalachian Trail, I will. And then he gives examples. So I have been currently making my own points to include on these index cards. And what I do, once I'll get them completed, I'll go over to Staples and have them laminated, and then I will bring them with me. So on those days when I'm having a tough one, I can pull out my little cards and read them. I'm also going to give a copy to Matt and maybe all of my kids, so that if I call them and I'm having a bad day and I didn't pull out my cards because I didn't want to, they'll have something that they can gently, probably not so gently, remind me, Mom, you said that, if you don't complete this, then you'll feel XYZ. Or my husband will say, remember the reasons you wanted to do this, and give me, that tough love, so that I'll keep my butt moving up the East Coast and towards Katahdin. So here's a closer look at the cliff. Definitely not something you want to fall down in. So from all the research I've done, YouTube videos I've watched, they all say that the hardest part of the trail isn't the physical part, because your body gets used to it, but it's the mental part. So that's why I think mental prep is important. There's one more important piece of my mental prep that I wanted to go over with you. So hang tight, we'll look at the trail a bit more, and I'll give you that last piece. My final thing, besides my family supporting me and mentally helping me along the way, one big thing is you guys, my YouTube family. I know all of the comments and support and the people that have reached out to me that want to meet me along the way is going to help tremendously on my journey, on my through hike journey. I've met so many people already that started following me and told me, when I get to certain sections, to text them, and they'll be there to bring me a snack or food, and I'm just looking forward to meeting as many of you as I possibly can. And I really think that you'll be an integral part of my success on completing my through hike. And so I just want to thank you all so much for following along. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did. And thank you for everybody that already has. And thanks for watching, even if you haven't subscribed. So I hope you're all having a great week. Hope this gives you a little insight into how I'm mentally prepping for my AT 2021 through hike. Hope I see you on trail somewhere. As always, keep hiking, and I hope to see you out there. P.S. I did just do a video that I'll link in the corner here with a trail angel, AT Gracie. We met up and we had so much in common. We had so much fun. We talked so much that I didn't even get as much video done as I normally do. And I just wanted to give her a shout out and tell her how great it was to meet her. And the next time we hike together, I'll be doing an actual interview with her, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. And it'll be my first interview. Hopefully I do a great job and get to learn more about her, and you'll all get to learn more about her too.